How's it? Is this thing getuned? Sounds like a K. You think it's a K?
Ah, I love these screamers.
You know that was a K.
Ah, so awesome.
Chase him. Let's hunt him down.
This thing.
So it's K-swap.
Yeah, so it's a K24 A3 from the Accord Type S CL9.
Yeah.
It's basically bone stock. This motor hasn't been opened since we took it out of the Accord.
Oh,
So there's no work done to it whatsoever internally. It's just bolt-ons and tuning around. I think
Bolt
Type
stock.
S cams, and we're giving a bit of cam timing, variable cam
Yeah.
timing. So that's hooked up now with the Fueltech, and that's maybe giving us a bit of a different tone between the other ones.
and the bottom end?
Bottom end stock as well. It's
2.4.
2.4. Yeah. The only thing is we dropped the K24 gearbox, went with the EP3 Type R gearbox just for better ratios,
Yeah.
and it worked well. But everything was a bolt-on. Shafts was somewhat a problem to get at the time. We had the mount kit and the things around, but eventually we got everything.
Yeah.
And I'd say the conversion in itself is a fairly simple process, but it's the tuning aspect, sorting out the cam timing, etc.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a challenge. But
I think anyone that's got this year model Honda wants to do a K.
I guess this, I would classify the K-swap into two aspects. One more for drag racing, and the other for street/circuit. So I guess that will help you determine what sort of mount kit you want, whether you're going to utilize the standard EK subframe, which is the 95 to 2000 subframe, or you're going to swap over to the previous model, which is the EG subframe. That helps determine where your motor will sit, further front or further back. So that will help you choose which sort of mount kit you're going to utilize. Shafts are pretty much standard. If you're going to go with a normally aspirated setup, you're looking at your insane shafts or DSS 2.9s.
Yeah.
They're pretty standard among the K community.
What happens if you don't have that budget? What can we use for?
Look, effectively you can fabricate a shaft.
Yeah.
You're going to use a K series inner CV joint and a B series or Civic or Honda Civic VTEC outer CV joint.
Okay.
And that will basically you're ready to fabricate your entire shaft.
Why didn't you use a normal K series box? I know you spoke about ratios and stuff. What would happen if I had to put the normal K box in there?
Okay, so there's two things. These mount kits mostly are made to receive a Type R gearbox. So you have to basically start off with a Type R gearbox. If you at the time we weren't aware of having a Accord Type S gearbox, like a mount kit ready to receive that. Later on, we understand that they've made certain mount kits for it. So that's the one aspect. The second thing is the car feels very sluggish. So we did try it before.
A Honda feeling sluggish? Never, man.
Just a
Say it
ratio
again.
wise. I lied. It's just the ratios. The ratios feel very tall. I guess it's good for boost applications.
Yeah.
So in boost applications, it really feels nice. But in normally aspirated trim, I rather prefer the type of ratios.
So what power does it make you?
It's around 200 horsepower. It's the stock K conversion.
200 horse?
Yeah,
95
200
pump fuel?
95 pump fuel and 200 newtons.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the power you can expect from a standard setup with VTC activated.
Okay, and the intake?
The intake is from an EP3 Type R, and yeah, that's it. Straight.
Where do you find these parts, boo? I know there's a JDM Junkyard happening there in your head, but
That's where we find them.
is that where you find them?
That's where we keep them.
So if you're in Gauteng and you're a Honda enthusiast, that's where you need to go, right?
Definitely.
So what made you go Fueltech?
It's, I guess, following the drag racing at Maryland and seeing Fueltech being a sponsor at some of these events. Also, I think at the time I was following the Butler Motorsport drag car and researching the features of Fueltech, and yeah, it made me keen at the time.
Yeah.
So we decided to try it and see where it goes, and I don't regret it.
I see you chose the 450. That's pretty cool for a street application.
It is. I think it has sufficient outputs for a normally aspirated application. Maybe if you're going boost, you'd need more 550 perhaps. But I think the 450 is cool to run all your normally aspirated fans. These are Ricaros from the Evo 7. Specifically, I like them because of the color team. The color team on this car was white, blue, grey. That's the sort of colors that I wanted to have mostly. So we found these seats, and these were allocated to this build.
Evo 7, huh?
Yeah,
Pretty cool,
they
huh?
look better in the Honda.
Jesus, man. They look right at home, huh?
So this is a K-tune bullet shifter in base plate. It's quite common these days now to use them in the K-swap conversions. It just gives a nice aesthetic appeal. You can get rid of your standard Accord or Type R plastic shifter, and it's a straight bolter.
It's nice, eh?
Okay, seeing that I was going to be wiring this system myself, I decided to expose all of the fusing and wiring, etc., so that I can monitor it closely and I can see what's going on. Also, I wanted a race-inspired theme, so just I could enjoy it. But
It says nitrous there, bro.
yeah. So this car is set up from at least a management perspective to receive some nitrous.
Okay.
That together with the supercharger kit, I think would make a great combination.
So you're planning ahead?
Yeah.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
So we're in, what's that? Second?
Yeah.
What's that?
Second.
Okay, drop it, let's see a second. Sounds pretty cool. Sounds quite strong. Sounds awesome.
It's decent. I think it has a nice amount of torque,
Yeah.
and that helps throughout the RPMs. So
Where do you rev this to?
I rev it to about 8.5.
8.5 and it's pump fuel.
A lot of the guys have concern about revving a stock.
Sorry?
There's a concern about revving a stock K24 to more than 8,000 RPM,
Yeah.
and that's because of the standard oil pump. A lot of the guys move over to the K20 Type R oil pumps. So
What's that? Is that just high flowing?
it's high flowing, yeah, less baffle plates and stuff, and less cavitation.
Alright. I love the Fueltech.
It's got low profile tires.
Yeah, it spins a bit.
It spins a bit, yeah.
It spins quite a lot.
It's quite a lot.
How does this engine platform compare to the B with regards? I'm sure you've had a lot of B setups. How does this compare? Is this your favorite?
I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I find this to be, it's very torquey. So low down torque, highway driving, I could quite much enjoy. The B series is it's a very enjoyable motor at high RPM. So that's another aspect of the car that I really enjoy. So I guess it's a bit of both. K series I just enjoy on the highways.
Yeah. That's awesome, bro. This car looks very familiar, eh?
It is.
Whose car is this?
This was actually known to many as Boris the Blade many years ago.
Boris the Blade.
Yeah,
I
good
freaking
friend
hate
of-
him.
We got $100 there.
$100.
Yeah, it's
I
what
say-
did Boris say?
I say more than 180. He says less than 180.
Yeah, no, no, $100.
Yours
He owes me
and
money. He takes my money all the time.
Yeah, so this was Boris the Blade, and
Okay.
this is what it is now.
No, it's an awesome car, man. Huh?
Smiling.
Am I smiling? I'm smiling. How's it? What do you think? Did you hear it?
Ja, we horen het right there.
Right there.
No, I don't believe you.
Very loud.
Really?
Oh, we should actually taste it, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the B and the K.
Yeah.
I want to try and tell the guys leave the B,
Yeah.
save up a bit and go for K. Why?
So if we obviously using Marius full boost dyno for all our builds that we're doing recently, and I'd say a B20 VTEC stock, you're lucky to get 100 kilowatt on that dyno, right? Our fully built 102 was S Pro 2s, all those
High
nice
profile
buds,
cams, high compression,
comp.
running on a bit of a fuel mix,
Yeah.
gave us to about
13 or
113, 114, and then about I think maybe a 160, 117 Newton meter stock. On this pump fuel using a stock K24, we got to a point where we got 122 kilowatts on a wheel and a 200 Newton meters on the torque.
Sheesh.
So I mean, and that's still to a point where we're saying we did not touch that motor still.
This kills me, a golf person. A golf person with Honda people, can you believe it? This is killing me.